The year is 1943. World War II rages on, a global conflict of unprecedented scale and savagery. The world is engulfed in chaos, with battles being fought on land, sea, and air. The sheer magnitude of the conflict is staggering, with millions of lives hanging in the balance. The fate of nations hangs in the balance. Every decision made in the war rooms could alter the course of history. Leaders are under immense pressure, knowing that their choices could lead to victory or doom. In the heart of London, a team of British intelligence officers embarks on a daring and macabre mission. These officers, shrouded in secrecy, work tirelessly to outwit the enemy. Their mission is unlike any other, requiring a blend of creativity, audacity, and cold-blooded calculation. Their weapon? Not tanks or bombs, but a meticulously crafted lie, embodied in the most unlikely of vessels, a dead man. This corpse, once a nameless soul, is now the centerpiece of an elaborate ruse designed to deceive the enemy. This is the story of Operation Mincemeat, a tale of espionage, deception, and the audacious gamble that helped turn the tide of war. It is a story of ingenuity and daring, where the line between reality and fiction is deliberately blurred. Imagine a world shrouded in secrecy, where the line between truth and fiction blurs, and the stakes are impossibly high. In this shadowy realm, every whisper, every shadow, could be a clue or a trap. The Allies, locked in a deadly struggle against Nazi Germany, are desperate for a decisive breakthrough. The war has dragged on for years, and the toll on human life and resources is immense. The need for a game-changing strategy is more urgent than ever. They need to outmaneuver the enemy, to strike at a time and place of their choosing. The element of surprise is crucial, but achieving it in such a scrutinized environment seems nearly impossible. But how can they achieve surprise in a war where every move is scrutinized, every communication intercepted, the enemy is vigilant, and any misstep could lead to disaster? The answer, as audacious as it is improbable, lies in the art of deception. The British intelligence officers, with their deep understanding of human psychology and espionage, devise a plan that is as bold as it is ingenious. The British, with their long tradition of espionage and cunning, conceive a plan so outlandish, so daring, that it seems destined to fail. Yet it is precisely this audacity that gives the plan its potential for success. They will plant a fabricated intelligence report on a corpse, a man who never truly existed, and allow the body to fall into enemy hands. This dead man, now given a false identity and a backstory, becomes a pawn in a high-stakes game of deception, the goal to mislead the Germans, to divert their attention from the true target of the Allied invasion. By feeding the enemy false information, they hope to create a strategic advantage that could change the course of the war. Thus begins Operation Mincemeat, a mission that would test the limits of human ingenuity and the resilience of moral boundaries. The officers involved must navigate a complex web of lies and half-truths, knowing that the success of their mission could save countless lives. It is a story that plunges us into the shadowy world of wartime espionage, where truth is a fluid concept, and the fate of millions rests on the ability to weave a convincing lie. The stakes are immense, and the outcome uncertain, but the courage and creativity of these intelligence officers shine through, leaving an indelible mark on history. At the heart of this audacious plan stands Ewen Montagu, a British naval intelligence officer with a penchant for the unconventional. Montagu's journey into the world of espionage was not a straightforward one. Born into a prominent family, he initially pursued a career in law, where he quickly made a name for himself as a brilliant barrister. Montagu, a brilliant lawyer by training, possesses a sharp mind, a cunning strategic intellect, and an unwavering belief in the power of deception. His legal background provided him with a unique perspective on the intricacies of human behavior and the art of persuasion, skills that would prove invaluable in his intelligence work. Tasked with devising a strategy to deceive the Germans, he delves into the murky world of espionage, seeking inspiration in the annals of military history and the dark arts of spycraft. Montagu's extensive research led him to study past military deceptions, understanding how misinformation could be used as a weapon to mislead and confuse the enemy. Montagu is drawn to a seemingly outlandish idea: to plant false documents on a corpse and allow it to wash ashore in neutral territory, where it would inevitably be discovered by the Germans. This idea, while unconventional, had the potential to create a significant diversion, redirecting German forces away from the true Allied invasion plans. The plan is risky, bordering on the absurd, but Montagu sees its potential. He understands that in the high-stakes game of wartime intelligence, the most outlandish ideas can sometimes be the most effective. The key would be in the execution, ensuring every detail was meticulously planned and flawlessly carried out. By fabricating a convincing backstory for the dead man and planting misleading documents on his person, they could create a trail of false intelligence leading the Germans astray. The documents would need to be so authentic and the story so believable that the Germans would have no reason to doubt their veracity. The idea, known as a Trout memo, had been circulating within British intelligence circles, a testament to the unorthodox thinking that wartime desperation often inspired. The Trout memo was a collection of deceptive strategies, likening the Germans to fish that could be lured and caught with the right bait. Montagu, however, sees beyond its outlandishness, recognizing the potential to exploit the Germans' rigid intelligence-gathering apparatus. He knew that the Germans relied heavily on captured documents and intercepted communications, making them vulnerable to a well-crafted deception. He envisions a meticulously crafted deception, one that would play on the enemy's assumptions and lead them to a fatal miscalculation. The success of the plan would hinge on the Germans' belief in the authenticity of the planted documents and their subsequent actions based on this false intelligence. With the support of his superiors, Montagu assembles a small team of eccentrics, dreamers and rogues, each bringing their unique skills to the table. This diverse group would be crucial in developing and executing the intricate details of the plan, ensuring that every aspect was covered. There is Charles Cholmondeley, a flight lieutenant with a flair for the dramatic and a talent for forgery. Cholmondeley's theatrical nature and attention to detail made him the perfect candidate to create the false documents that would be central to the deception. Joan Stanley, a secretary with a sharp mind and a keen eye for detail. Stanley's organizational skills and meticulous nature ensured that no detail was overlooked, from the type of paper used to the specific wording of the documents. And Glyndwr Michael, the tragic and unwitting centerpiece of their elaborate deception. Michael, a homeless man who had died under tragic circumstances, was chosen as the unwitting hero of the operation. His body would be transformed into that of a fictitious Royal Marine officer, complete with a detailed backstory and personal effects, to lend credibility to the ruse. The success of Operation Mincemeat hinges on the creation of a believable identity for the dead man. This operation, one of the most audacious deceptions of World War II, required meticulous planning and an extraordinary attention to detail. The goal was to mislead the German High Command about the Allies' true invasion plans. He must be someone the Germans would believe had access to sensitive information, someone whose background and credentials would withstand scrutiny. The identity had to be so convincing that even the most skeptical German intelligence officers would be deceived. Someone whose death would not arouse suspicion, yet whose life story would be compelling enough to be believed. The chosen individual had to be a person of some importance, but not so high-ranking that his death would cause undue attention. Enter Major William Martin, a fictional Royal Marines officer, meticulously brought to life on paper by Montagu and his team. They crafted an elaborate backstory, complete with personal and professional details that would make him seem real. Every detail of Martin's life, from his childhood in Wales to his recent posting in North Africa, is carefully constructed. His history is filled with plausible events and experiences designed to make him a believable character. They fabricate a family history, invent love letters from a fictitious fiancée named Pam, and even plant personal effects in his pockets. A theatre ticket, a bill from a London tailor, an overdraft notice from his bank. These items were chosen to add layers of authenticity to his persona. These seemingly insignificant details are crucial, lending an air of authenticity to the deception. Each item was carefully selected to paint a picture of a real person with a rich, detailed life. To further bolster Martin's credibility, Montagu decides to plant official-looking documents on his person. These documents needed to be convincing enough to fool experienced intelligence officers. These documents, forged with painstaking care, contain fabricated intelligence reports, suggesting that the Allies are planning to invade Greece and Sardinia, effectively diverting attention from the true target, Sicily. The success of the operation depended on the Germans believing these documents to be genuine. The success of the entire operation hinges on the Germans believing these documents to be genuine. If they doubted the authenticity of the papers, the entire plan would fall apart. The choice of the man who will become Major Martin is a grim necessity. Finding the right body was a delicate and morbid task, requiring someone whose death would not be questioned. WWII, a homeless drifter who died from ingesting rat poison, is deemed a suitable candidate. His body, unclaimed and unidentified, provided the perfect blank slate for the creation of Major Martin. His body, unclaimed and unidentified, becomes a blank canvas upon which Montagu and his team project the fictional life of William Martin. The transformation of WWII into Major Martin was both a technical and ethical challenge. It is a macabre transformation, a testament to the moral complexities of wartime deception. The operation required a blend of creativity, audacity, and a willingness to navigate the murky waters of ethical ambiguity. The success of Operation Mincemeat would ultimately hinge on the believability of this carefully crafted illusion. To ensure the success of their deception, Montagu and his team weave a tapestry of false trails and red herrings, carefully designed to mislead German intelligence. They create a network of fictitious characters, each playing a role in the elaborate charade. Letters are exchanged, phone calls are made, and false rumors are circulated, all contributing to the illusion of Major Martin's existence. One of the most ingenious elements of the deception involves the creation of love letters between Martin and his fictitious fiancée Pam. These letters, penned by Joan Stanley, are imbued with a tenderness and intimacy that make them all the more convincing. They speak of mundane daily life, shared dreams, and the anxieties of wartime separation, subtly reinforcing the illusion of Martin's existence. These personal touches are crucial, for they serve to humanize the fictional Major Martin, making him more than just a name on a file. The Germans, intercepting these letters, would see a man deeply in love, a man with hopes and dreams, a man whose life, tragically cut short, held the key to valuable military secrets. The letters also contained subtle clues designed to further mislead the Germans. Casual mentions of Greece and Sardinia, seemingly innocuous in the context of a lover's correspondence, take on a different significance when viewed through the lens of military intelligence. These planted details, like breadcrumbs scattered along a false trail, are intended to lure the Germans into a deadly trap.